Hey everyone, welcome back to the Inside Nobodies podcast. We're just a bunch of nobodies who just talk about dumb shit all day. And with me at the normal round table, so let's go through and see what we got.
Hey, it's Pete, and you can meet me after school behind the Kohl's parking lot.
JP.
Oh. I'm all of your senpais because I'm the oldest. And I'll notice all of you.
Yay!
I'm Dale. I'm shoved in a locker.
I'm Terrell. I'm the info guy.
On Friday night, once tried to feed a man to the piranha. Let's start the podcast.
Shit. Dun 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 dun.
All right.
You obviously were
Hold
not
on.
banned.
I gotta do the food thing again because we can't speed past a piranha.
Okay, so this is a story of me getting bullied, as
Okay.
probably most of my high school stories are.
It's a big risk of them to do that.
Which-
Probably
Oh,
would pay
yeah.
off.
That is
so-
the topic for this week.
Yes, that is actually
high
the topic
school
this week, is
stories.
school stories. But so we were in study hall, and the study hall I was in was a science room. This science teacher had chinchillas, boa constrictors, tarantulas, and then a thing of piranha. So this guy was throwing teddygrams at me, saying shit to me, and I just got so pissed off. I turned around and punched him. Then I grabbed him and started pulling him to the piranha tank. I knew it wasn't going to work, but at the same time I was like, if I put his hand in this piranha tank, they're going to fuck him up. That was my thought process when I was so pissed. And he's like,
That's what movies have taught us.
what's up?
That's what movies have taught us.
Oh, yeah. He was like, you don't know, like you're pulling someone, their heels are like the only thing on the ground, their feet are like pointing up. That's what he was doing, and he was like trying to get rid of my hand. And finally, the teacher, who was like 5'0" comes over. She's like, "You have to stop! You have to stop!" I'm like, "I'm gonna fucking murder this guy," and then I got detention.
Oh, gosh.
Well, I mean, that's what happens.
Attempted murder, detention. It's a slap on the wrist, essentially.
I guess, but it was just so annoying because they always got away with it too.
Well, that was like this one time in high school for me where like I was passing out during like a history class. We were watching a movie, so it really didn't fucking matter in the long run. So these dudes behind me just kept smacking my table as I was like hitting that point where it's like, all right, I'm awake, but I'm about to pass out like 2 seconds. And they smacked the table. I wake up. I was like, all right, guys, stop that. And they did like 2 more times. On that 3rd time, I just got up, wheeled around, and I punched in the corner of a filing cabinet. I mean, where all that metal meets. And it went dead silent. And all you could hear is the music or the movie playing behind me. I was like, if you guys want to try that one fucking more time, that filing cabinet's going to be someone's face.
It would have been great if at the same time the movie went dun dun dun.
Oh, if,
Like,
only,
that would've been
if
perfect.
only it was at the apex of the movie, it would have been great. But it went dead silent. And they were like, they looked at me, looked at the hole, and looked right back at me. My hand was not bleeding.
Oh, jeez.
I punched a clean. When I say clean hole, I mean my fist went into the filing cabinet, came out of the filing cabinet, and I'm just staring at these guys like, do you really want to go?
Do you want this? Do you want this?
Jeez.
I was like, I will lay each and every one of you guys out.
Have a very bad day.
Yeah. I was tired as hell. You don't poke a sleeping bear. You just
No,
let
that
the
is
bear
very
sleep.
true.
Oh man, I actually had something similar where I was like half asleep and just wasn't about any of this shit going on. So for a while, like I would say for like a solid like 3 weeks, this one kid in high school would like get in my way every morning and like block me from where I was trying to go, like first thing in the morning. Like I'm just trying to get to class, and he was just like classic, like, oh, stand in your way so you can't get around him. I would just end up like moving him out of the way. And he never actually put his hands on me, so I never really cared. I was just, because I have one rule, and you're gonna learn this, is I have one rule about fighting, and that's I can't throw the first punch. It is the only rule, but the rule does not say that they have to hit me. The rule has to say that they have to throw the first punch, and if they miss, then they're fucked.
It's the golden rule, though.
Terrell, I'm sure you've seen
that's
it,
the
the
golden
swing
rule.
first video.
Yeah.
I've swung first on a number of occasions.
No,
And,
not me.
The video of the two guys, like, their foreheads touching, just shouting swing first at each other.
Oh, Lord.
Well, if they swing first, doesn't that mean you can yell self-defense and then deck them?
Yes.
that's
Why you
the
never
whole
throw a
thing.
first
Yeah, that's the
punch.
point.
That's why you can. I never throw the first punch, is because I most of the time just call people out on their bullshit, and tell them to, and then they never do. But
Yeah,
this
no.
kid, like, so he never did anything. He just like every day he would get in my way, and every day I'd say I'm gonna fucking beat you senseless one day, and he would just like do it every day. And one day, I don't know why, I had the worst morning. I don't know what happened, or if something happened the night before and I just didn't sleep. I was not having anything. And I'm like walking up the stairs to head to my first class, and I round the corner, and I see him, but it's worse, because it's him talking with a group of his friends, and I'm just like, and the thing is, it's always just been him, like, bothering me, nobody else. He turns around and sees me, and he just goes, "Oh, hey, it's Pete. Let's all gang up on him." And I'm just like, I know I have my rule, but he may as well have just told me he was about to jump me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I literally walked up to him, and in one quick movement, punched him straight in the face, and he just went down and just stayed down. And I just kept walking like nothing happened.
Wow.
And so him laying on the floor now, I'm walking like nothing happened, because it was like I take a step to just normally take a step, and in the middle of that step, I just punched him straight in the face, and then just kept taking the next step. It was like I didn't even mean to hit him. It was like a fluid motion. And I was just, everybody saw it happen, and just saw him literally just fall straight to the floor. That nobody, like, they all started walking to me when he said that, and they all immediately backed up after I did that.
Yep.
But funny enough, fast forward to the afternoon, it's like halfway through the day, I'm in math class, and one of my friends who, funny enough, is also friends with this guy who is a dick.
Why is anyone friends with this person?
What?
What?
Because, yeah, I don't know. Like, because literally, I was friends with this kid, sort of. Like, it was more of my brother's friend, but I kind of considered him friendish.
An acquaintance.
But like, I didn't
Friend
know that he was.
adjacent.
Yeah,
Damn, I was
friend
gonna say friend
adjacent.
adjacent.
Friend adjacent. Yeah.
There you go. He was friend adjacent. I didn't know that he was friends with him until what happened next. He was like, he came up to me like, he walked in from, he's not even in my class because he's like 2 years younger than me. He walked up to me in class and said, "Hey Pete, can I speak to you for a sec?" And I'm like, "Sure." And then he hands me a book of McDonald's coupons and says that I'm not gonna use his name. I'm just gonna say Steve is his name. Steve.
It's gonna be a lot of Steves tonight.
Carlsberg. There's a lot of Steves. Steve
Damn you,
Carlsberg.
Steve Carlsberg.
So he's like, Steve wants to give you this as a peace offering, and he hopes that you forgive him. And I look at the door, and I see it's like a cartoon. He's literally peeking with just his head into the classroom. And I look at my friend, and I'm just like, I take the coupons and I say, "I'll accept these" as his apology.
Yeah, you should have just taken the coupon book, looked at the guy peeking into the room, and just take him and just ripped him in half.
No,
Well,
better's
yeah.
gonna assert dominance by eating it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a waste of
Listen,
coupons.
even back then, I was a fucking animal, and I would, like, if someone offer me food, I was all down for it. I mean, I've legitimately held like people in my house in exchange for donuts once.
Jesus.
like they were running from the cops, and they were just like, "Pete, we need to hide." And
They
I'm
were,
just
like,
like,
held
"I don't want to
hostage.
fucking." I was like, "I don't want to have you guys in my fucking house." And my parents were gone for the weekend, and they're just like, "We have donuts." So I took the box of donuts. I was like, "All right, you can come in."
You have safe passage.
See, like, I don't have that golden rule that Pete has, but like my thing is just like, I have to have a damn good reason to throw this first punch.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm throwing this first punch, it's going to count. Because if this goes into a fight, I want to make sure I'm on that higher platform than you are. I'm making this shit count. There was a point in time where a friend of mine, I guess like her and whoever she was dating was just going through a breakup, but it was not going well. Like the dude was extremely aggressive about it, and she was in tears. I was like, all right, let me go do my usual thing because I got to figure out what's going on, and just I want to make sure she's fine, if anything. So I go and talk to the dude. I'm like, yo, what happened? Because clearly, like, a bunch of people watched that, and I'm the only, like, decent one to try to be like, yo, what's going on? And he's like, nah, don't talk to me. It doesn't involve you. I was like, no, I think this involves me. Because you don't just do this to someone I know. And he's shrugging me off. I was like, nah, you ain't walking away from me like this. So we get up to the one of the staircases in the school.
Oh,
I was
shit.
like, yo, so really, what happened?
Is it one of those platform staircases too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, that's where shit goes down.
Where it goes, it's like one flight up, then it's just a landing, and then it goes up the other direction. Yeah,
yep.
Oh,
Platform
so-
stairs.
Yeah, it's a switchback. So we get to it, and I'm like, all right, no, really, talk to me here. I was like, I'm trying to be nice right now. It's like, cause you do not want to push this. He's like, no, it doesn't involve you. And I was like, I just cut him off. Like, no, seriously, this is the last time I'm giving you this chance. And he goes to grab me to move me out the way. I just socked him right up the temple, and he drops. And this,
That's like the
I'm
worst spot to
5'7",
punch someone too.
I'm 5'7.5", and I dropped a 6'1" guy
Damn.
with one shot.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets up and he's holding on to me to stable himself. And the teacher comes over, is like, because clearly you heard that hit. Teacher comes over, is there a problem? And he's like, no. I'm like, yes, there is. I was like, you better believe. I was like, the second you walk away, I am laying this man out. It's like, I am not regretting my decision here.
It's honorable of you to tell the teacher that.
So
like,
he's like,
the
"All right, I
guy
gotta
who
take-"
you're beating up is like, no, there's no problem, and you, the one doing the beating, is like, yeah, the problem is that I haven't killed him yet.
Yeah, exactly. So there's another story where like that kind of gets brought up, but like years later. But a whole different scenario. So he's like, all right, I gotta take you guys to the principal's office. So we get in there, and I'm talking to the one assistant principal that knows me, and she's like, Taro, what did you do? I explained the whole entire scenario to her. She's like, fuck, I don't want to, because you have a good reason, but I have to at least suspend you for a day. But she's like, you had a real good reason, though.
That's essentially a vacation, though. That's
Yeah.
what
I feel like when you
Like-
when you defeat someone who's half a foot taller than you, you should grow at least like 2 inches.
Well, no, see, here's what happened,
Level up
though.
like
Cut to like years later,
Just
where I
steal
finally
your
like,
opponent's height.
well, cut to years later where I finally figured out like how my parents took it, because my mom was not a fan of what happened, and it was like in the morning, like before any classes started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
And we had a relative over, my uncle Alan from Florida. So they're just hanging out for a hot minute, and then they get a phone call from school.
Oh,
Your
no.
son just knocked the kid out in one shot. My mom told that to my dad, and he's like, I've never been so proud of this kid.
He's like, that's my boy.
He explained it to me. He's like, your mom was not happy, but I was so proud. And I looked over to your uncle Alan, and I was like, would you not be proud if your son just decked that guy in one hit and just laid him clean out? He's like, yeah, I would. I was like, okay, this is awkward. Didn't know, but sure. That was the one thing that people slowly learned about me throughout most schools. Like, if I knew a person well enough that I would come to their defense, you better just either A, own up to what you did, B, apologize, or C, better hope I don't find out. Because if I find out, I am hounding you. Because like years later, someone, like my senior year, someone tried to use my name to spread a rumor about some chick.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
like,
shit.
this is like the third to last class of the day. Because there's like 7 classes in a day. Or at least for us. So
That's
I'm
weird.
just, like in my
We
math
had 9.
class. Or was it 9? I don't remember the count. It was
Yeah,
some
I
of those
don't-
classes went on for a while. So I get called to the office, and I'm like, why am I in here? So this new principal is just like, well, so and so came in here and said that you've been spreading a rumor about her, yada yada yada, and I want to make sure that's true. I kind of just looked at her. I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. She was very distraught, yada yada. I was like, no. Let's rewind real quick. Who said I was spreading a rumor? I'm not good with coming up with the names on the spot, so I'm
Steve.
just gonna.
Steve.
Yeah,
Stavina.
Steve, whatever. Stefina, yeah, let's roll with that.
Stefani.
So, Stefani, yeah, let's roll with that. So they're like, yeah, no,
Gwen,
Stefani
you went to
came
high
in
school
here.
with Gwen Stefani.
So Stefani came in here.
You went to SoCal high schools in the 90s?
So Stefani came in here just crying and all this stuff, so I had to call in and ask you. I was like, okay, here's what happened. This dude in my second period guitar class decided to ask me a very weird question, asking if I knew Stefani. I was like, yeah, and he's like, well, are you friends with her? I was like, no, not really. And he's like, oh, okay, good. And I was like, that's suspicious. But whatever, I'm gonna gloss over this, it doesn't matter. So the rumor is that I said that Stefani was sleeping with Steve. I was like, okay, first off, I'm not dumb enough to start spreading a rumor across the whole entire school. A. B. If I was going to spread a rumor, it wouldn't be in like, no one would find out about it in one day. That's dumb. It's like, wait, like, C, let's track back to A. I would never do this. That's stupid. So I looked at her and was like, okay, I'm going to make you a deal because you're new and you clearly do not know me. I was like, if you don't find out who spread this rumor, that person is going to be missing an arm. She just looked at me and just saw that I was dead serious. I was like, I'm gonna get up now and go back to class because I have a good idea who did this, and I will be seeing them
Was it
tomorrow.
Steven number 2?
No, it was Steven number 1.
And
Oh
soon
yeah, no,
their car will be
two.
on
No,
fire.
whatever.
He
It's
gets around.
it's a dude from my guitar class. So as I'm walking back to my class, I have to cut past the guidance office. Now I'm friends with all the guidance counselors. So I popped my head in. I was like, hey, so, fair warning, I might get in trouble. Secondly, if you guys don't call down Steve and ask him what's going on with a very specific rumor that my name is apparently tagged to, he's going to be missing an arm. And walked out. And I worked guidance like the last period of senior year. So I got there and he's already in the guidance office being talked to. I was like, there we go. It was like you make a couple of well played out plays that people know that you will make good on. and everything solves itself. I'd never heard
Terrell
about
was
that
secretly
rumor
the
again.
Shadow Society all on his own. He just knows people.
Terrell was
I
part of
was-
his
I
high
was
school
the
shadow
guy-
council.
I was the guy that people
He's
go
the shadow
to figure out where other people were because I knew things that I should have no business knowing.
Yep, that's great.
So
shadow council.
I was
right
like
there.
Yeah.
I was the info guy of the school to a degree. I just did not want to be involved in anything. I did not want any trouble. Just leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. You
That's what I
mess with
wanted
me.
too. If that didn't happen.
Yeah,
I also
yeah.
wanted to be
That-
left alone.
To
That's
quote,
the thing.
To quote
When
Wu-Tang,
people see people who are being left alone, they're like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
They need to stop being left alone and feel miserable.
Oh, I
Yeah,
gave
it's the
so many
worst.
good examples. I gave so many good examples. Like, don't mess
I
with.
feel like it's because the people who are alone look like easy targets. That's pretty much
I
it.
did
Oh,
have
yeah.
a lot of people tell me. I actually had multiple people tell me throughout my life that they befriended me in high school because they thought I was going to shoot up the school, and they wanted to be on my good side.
Jesus.
I mean, that's a fair assumption.
Fuck you!
I'm assuming I'm assuming you still had long ass hair and wore your Unabomber suit.
No.
What Unabomber suit?
A big ass hoodie, baggy jeans,
No.
and your winter socks.
Pete,
Winter
You
socks,
wear
a
yes.
trench coat?
Trench
No
coat,
trench coat.
mafia over here.
I wore what I've worn my entire life: t-shirt and
So, yeah.
jeans. That's
Oh,
it.
you.
I mean, and your hair wasn't as long as it is
He wears
now,
nothing else. He
but,
doesn't wear
like,
underwear, socks, or shoes.
Exactly.
So spoilers,
wait, Commander,
Dale and
always
I went to the same high school and elementary school and middle school. There's a 4-year difference between us, so his
Yeah, we were
stories
never in
happen
high
a little
school
bit, like-
together.
huh?
We were never in high school together, I think.
We were never in the same. Well, except for elementary school, we were in the same building. But like middle school and high school, we were always I was leaving the building as he was coming to the school. So like as I graduated high school, like a year or so later, he was coming into the high school.
For some reason, I thought like you would like leave school at like 12 o'clock, and for some reason Dale would go to school at 12 o'clock. I'm
Yeah.
like, what kind of
No,
school
no,
is
no,
this?
Yeah, no, that's called
Visitation
senior year
rights
and getting
there.
lunch. That's senior year running to the pizza shop and getting lunch. I did that
Ugh.
my senior year.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I got a good story about that later, but continue.
As I said, I am the senpai because I'm older than all of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you're all noticed, by the way. You're all fine motherfuckers.
Jenny
out there.
senpai.
But like, so I never gotten in any fights in school. I always just kept to myself. I got picked on, but like, what the fuck is new? I did a lot of extracurriculars and stuff, but I never really got any fights. I think I maybe shoved somebody, but that was basically it. I just wanted to get through school and just
Take
get the
that.
fuck out.
I
It was
did.
not fun.
I did elbow someone in the face once in elementary school, but that was on accident.
Oh, I was hoping
That doesn't
was on
count
purpose.
then.
No,
I was about to say, did you Muay Thai elbow someone in the face and
I
just
was-
drop him? I
I
was
was-
gonna get hype.
I was trying to elbow him in the ribs, and somehow his face was there.
Well, that's his fault.
Yeah.
That sounds like a him
Honor.
problem.
I tried to elbow him in the gut, and one thing led to another, and I shot him in the face.
And lit his
Well,
car
that's
on
like-
fire.
So this wasn't on accident or anything like this, but I think it was my junior year. If it wasn't my junior, it was my sophomore year. But I knew a senior who ran up to me during lunch. Was like, "Yo, Terrell, do you want to be on the senior broadcast?" Now, for our high school, if you was on the senior broadcast, that was like a big thing for you, at least in terms of the cliques or whatever. So I was like, "Yeah, sure, fine, whatever, dude. I'll do whatever you want." He was like, "All right, sweet. I need you to get drop kicked in the chest." I kind of
God.
stared at him, and was like, I have questions, but I'm not gonna ask them because I think I figured out the answers to them all. But sure, I'll get drop kicked in the chest. And he's like, I need a very short kid to do it though. I was like, alright, I see where this is going. This is gonna be funny. I'm about this. So we go out to the patio and we're like, yo, I need a short freshman possibly to drop kick this man in the chest. And everyone on the patio just stopped, looked at me, and then looked at each other, and then looked at him. And no one said anything. He's like, come on, it's for the senior broadcast and stuff like that. So like one like lanky freshman was like, alright, sure, fine, I'll do it. I was like, alright, here we go. so a few of my friends caught wind of this and they beeline to the patio to see what's about to happen. This lanky kid runs up, jumps and drop kicks me, and I say, I can't make this up. This literally happened. This right here, I cannot make up. He hits me and slides off of me. Literally, it's just
Wow.
feet meet my chest and he slides down. I was like,
Oh.
I looked
You're
at him
too
like,
firmly
dude, I know
planted.
you could put. I was like, I know you could put more into this. I need you to put more into this. Come on, man, come on. So I started hyping it up. I was like, you can do this. Just run a little bit faster and just lay into me. So second time, he backs up, get more distance, starts running at me full sprint, jumps, drop kicks me. He hits me in the chest, and I go sliding backwards, but I eventually drop to one knee as I'm sliding backwards.
Like,
And
sounds
one of
like
my
a
friends-
shonen anime battle.
I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. This is
Like,
legitimately
go down to one knee,
play-by-play.
you're like, ah.
This is play by play what happened because
Starts coughing up
that
blood.
hit almost toppled me, but it was not enough. I was like, I need you to hit me harder. It was like, I can take it. Trust me. Dead in the chest. Hit me. And it, like
Hit
at
me
this
with
point,
your
I think he
best
was getting
shot.
offended because after the
Fire
second shot, he
away.
didn't get it. So third shot, he put everything into it. And one of my friends previously was like, dude, just roll with it. I was like, no, I want him to make this look good. If I'm getting drop kicked in the chest, I'm getting drop kicked
Yeah.
in the chest. You do not understand
God.
this. So I think he took offense to that second one. He was like, all right, I got this. And he just ran at me. I kid you not, he hits me hard enough in the chest to like sort of send me flying and topple me over. I was like, there we go. I looked over at my friend and was like, how's the shot? He's like, perfect. I was like, yes. I was low key like that quiet kid that you don't want to mess with, but at the same time he knew everything that was going on in the school to a degree. But if a fight happened, he has proved time and time again you don't want to mess with this kid. Several people saw me take 3 drop kicks to the chest and get up off that third one like nothing happened. Like I was not phased at all. And the dude was like, did that last one even hurt? I was like, nah. I was like, if anything, it stung, but like, dude, my sternum is fine.
Yeah, see, I got so many fights. They actually had to homeschool me in 9th grade.
Jesus.
Damn.
So
I got.
I mean,
into
you are
fight.
6'9". I'm assuming you were at least 6'8" in high school.
I was like, no, this was junior high. Excuse me,
oh,
Pretty-
junior
ninth
high.
grade. Yeah, my junior high
Wow.
was 7th, 8th, and 9th.
So-
my junior high was just 7th and 8th.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
that
for
was
7th,
it.
8th, and 9th. But
Ours
no,
was
I-
6, 7, 8 for my junior high.
okay, it was
So 9,
elementary
10,
school and
11,
junior
yeah.
high was like the only time I was just like bullied. Like once high school came around, like I'm like, okay, no
I feel
one's
like
gonna do anything. Okay.
Junior high is the absolute worst
Oh, it
time
is.
of anyone's life because that's when everybody's hormones are raging like at an unstoppable rate,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like increase in bullying, increase in emotionality, increase in fights, increase in like everything.
God, you
Like,
also caught that
it
shit.
is it was the worst. Like I don't have any interesting stories except for me getting my ass kicked in junior high, so I'm probably not gonna talk about those. But like it was like the worst time of my life.
That's interesting because I had the reverse. Well, no, I did sort of have the reverse. So like, it was like 5th grade was like one of the worst grades for me because like someone would always try to pick a fight with me for no reason whatsoever. And then in high school, everyone tried to do something where it's just like, I don't wanna be here anymore. I wanna graduate and leave and not see like half of you. And you pick now of all times to start this. All right, I see how it is. Looks like I'm gonna have to just weed everybody out.
Mhm.
I
It
remember-
was wild. Like there were people from my middle school who went to the high school with me. And this is like 06 to like whatever. I moved down into Maryland in 06, so this is when
Okay.
it kind of like started like peaking and then plateauing out after a while. Where it's just like 8th grade wasn't bad. It really wasn't that bad. I got messed with here and there, but it wasn't like anything serious. Now cut to like any ounce of high school, just like back up in Jersey, you can time when I was gonna get suspended. I got suspended on the same month and on the same day. You could line it on a calendar, like, oh, this month is here. Give it like 3 more days, he's gonna be suspended for something. And it was always a fight. It was always a fight. At some point, my parents made a bet with me, and they're like, "Look, if you could make it through this whole school year without getting suspended, we'll do this thing." I don't even remember what it was. I was like, "All right,
Disney.
gonna try my best."
Buy you an Xbox.
No, that was if I made honor roll for like a solid semester. My dad learned
I
not
did
to
that.
make money bets. Yeah, my dad learned not to make money bets with me because I would sit there as like, you want me to do what now? Honor roll for a semester? Okay, how much? 100? All right, I'm gonna be able to buy an Xbox in 3 months. He just looked at me like, what? I was like, yeah, because I'm gonna buy an Xbox and a couple of games on top of another controller. In 3 months, I'm gonna be able to do that. But you
When
want
was
honor
Xbox
roll
a
for a
$100?
whole semester? Got you. I got you. I kid you not. A's and B's up and down that whole entire board for the whole entire year. Yeah, I was like,
I remember my first day of middle school, which was 7th grade for me. I'm just sitting around in the hallway, like waiting for like school to start. You know, where everyone's like in the hallways just hanging out. And
Yeah.
these 3 kids surround me. Like, we told you what would happen if we ever saw you again. I'm like, I have no idea who you are. And they're like, don't play dumb. I'm like, no, really, I have
It's
no.
like I don't have to play.
I'm like, I have no fucking idea who you are. And they're like, what's your name? I'm like, Dale. And they're like, that sounds fake. I'm like, fuck you. Like, what?
No one's named Dale. What is this
that
nonsense?
And they're
sounds
like-
fake.
They're like, you know what you did at summer camp? I'm like, I've never been to summer camp.
I never starred in that movie.
This is just
Yeah.
like the beginning of like the Big Lebowski.
Eventually they realized
Yeah.
that. Eventually they realized
Did
that.
they like shove your head in the toilet?
Eventually they
They
realized
piss on
that
your
I was
carpet?
someone else. And they're
Did
just
they
like,
give you a
"Oh my God."
swirly?
No, eventually they realized like, oh, this isn't the guy. We're really sorry. I'm like, I don't even want to know, like, what happened.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to be left alone.
Wait,
Oh,
were
that
they
was
kids
like-
from like? Were they kids from like West Hampton, or did they come
Yeah.
over from East Quogue?
This was West Hampton. I have no fucking idea who they were, Jen.
Oh, okay.
I to this day don't know who they
They
are.
just caught him in the streets.
Because
They're like,
our
we should
middle
be
school
heard.
was not in the town we like went to primary school in.
Yeah, I know.
So like we went to a completely different town next to us to go to
yeah,
school.
where like 4 other kids sent their kids for school.
yeah,
We're
I like
four
to
other
imagine
towns.
they thought you
Sorry,
were.
4 other
four other
towns.
towns.
Okay.
I like to imagine that they thought you were their mortal enemy who slept with all their girlfriends, Big Dick Steve or something.
Big Dick Steve.
Yeah. They're like, we know what you did last summer camp, Big Dick Steve. You slept with all our girlfriends at once. It's like, fuck, I wish.
Ooh. No, see, like, so back in the day.
Please tell us your Big Dick Steve story.
No, this isn't a Big Dick Steve story. This is more of a back in the day. People believed I was a player.
Wait, are you telling me you're not?
I am not.
Oh, no.
But other
My
people
my
would beg
perception
to
of you
differ.
Shattered.
And those people might still beg to differ. Oh, I don't know where to begin on this. So I used to do like I used to hang around on like stuff like Guy Online and shit like that, or
Hell yeah.
oh my god, My Yearbook was the name of the site.
My yearbook, Adam.
Never heard of it.
It was
Yeah, I
like
remember that
it was
one.
like MySpace, but like
Oh, I know exactly what I had one too. It was pre MySpace and pre Facebook.
yeah, no, it was post MySpace and post Facebook.
Either way.
Was it?
But either yeah, I was using it after Facebook and after I had a Facebook and stuff like that. Oh my god, yeah, it's My Yearbook. So anyway, so I made like a large bunch of friends and stuff like that. I also had a oh my god, what's the name of that one like goth website? Vampire Bites,
Freaks.
Vamp Freaks. Vampire Freaks, yes, that. I had one of those as well. I had like I was on social media before like social media took off to a degree, but whatever. So I made like a large batch of friends via like some of this stuff because I liked hanging out on boardrooms for like anime and stuff like that. So of course you're gonna make friends when you have a common interest. Now, the Vampire Freaks was because someone kind of egged me into making one, for obvious reasons if you know me well. So there was a few chicks I became friends with. And a bunch of stuff happened back in the day. There was like these 2 chicks I knew, like hours out away from here in Cumberland, Maryland, back during high school. And I would always talk to them. They were friends too, and I would always talk to them. But eventually, they got into a fight with each other about something and stopped being friends with each other. But still would always talk to me. Then there was this one chick I met off of Vamp Freaks. Me, her, and another friend of mine, which I think some of you have had a run-in with. She cosplayed as a plague doctor and just randomly showed up.
The one that had the
It's very
jar
possible.
full of gummy leeches?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So it was
Don't
like
think I
a
was there for that.
It was like I don't think you were, because I would have remembered a tall guy being
Yeah, this
there
was
for that
Otakon.
one. Yeah, this was
okay.
like Otakon back in the day. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm one of her friends I became friends with, and me and her were talking about like hitting up a convention with each other. She was like in Virginia or somewhere really close, because like a convention was happening pretty much near her. So I was like, all right, sweet, I can get a hotel room, yada yada yada. And then basically, part of the conversation was like, oh, I hope you don't mind someone just walking around naked in the room. I was like, why
would
am
I?
going to say no? Also, I was kind of like the you do you, I'm not gonna stop you kind of guy. So I was like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we've had some very intense conversations. I've had multiple intense conversations with some people back in the day, and a few of my friends were like, "You are just a player." I was like, "I don't do anything differently."
Nah, I'm pretty sure you're a player.
Gee, thanks, Dale.
Hate the game, don't hate the player.
So did anyone take any weird classes in high school?
I took leadership, if that counts.
Oh, I was on the school paper.
Nice. I took Latin for 3 years.
I should have took Latin, honestly speaking, if we had it.
It was a lot of fun because it was mostly a history class, which it was just like, hey, do you want to learn a lot of like really specific things about Roman and Greek culture? I'm like, yes, give me everything. I think we
I
watched
took
Like,
this.
Spanish for like 2 years and then tested out because I hated Spanish.
I took Spanish for 1 semester with, so callback to the convention episode you guys did with Crab Dad. I had class with him, and that was the only class I took with him. But then
Crab Dad.
I changed over to sign language, and then it was sign language after that.
I know
I did
rest
a
of
lot
your
of
life.
theater and
class
stuff
is.
though. Band, marching band.
So this, all right. So I had 2 weird classes actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, and they weren't really classes. One of them was called tutorial, where it's just like you just use it to like study, and it's like basically a study period.
Oh yeah, study hall.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we call it.
I like to call it tutorial.
And then the other quote unquote class I took, I forgot the name of it, but I was basically just in the guidance office helping out with the guidance office. So I took phone calls and stuff like that for a grade.
It's called administrative assistance.
Basically. So
Unpaid
all I
intern.
did,
Secretary.
but this is like senior year, and I needed an elective to fill in a gap, and I was like, I might as well just help out in the guidance office for like bullshit reasons.
You were the
whatsoever.
phone boy.
For the last period of class, yes, there was a lot of us. There's a certain number of us per period, God bless this lady, cause like I felt so bad graduating, cause she broke into tears when like me and like a bunch of other people who helped out in the guidance office was leaving. Like I felt so bad.
That's when you show up the next semester and you're like, hey, I just figured I'd bust into school. Probably not allowed here, but hey, you need help.
Well, no, I went to go grab my transcript for to sign up somewhere, which I didn't really finish that application at all. And so I was basically visiting for a hot minute. Also, like years later, my sister went to the same high school for a hot minute too. So I got to see a few of the old teachers and stuff like that. So I went back to go get my transcript, and she was working there. I was like, hey, I'm glad you're still here. So me and her were just catching up for a hot minute. But man, she treated us like we were basically her kids. She was a really great lady. She was extremely chill. If there was a thing we needed a hand with, she was always helpful. But she treated us like one of her own kids. Those are always my favorite teachers. Where they're they do
actually
take
care.
care of you. Yeah, they actually care. I
had
really
somebody
do
who
like those
just-
teachers a lot.
We're there and they just didn't care at all.
There's a lot of those.
Fair
Like,
enough.
especially in college when I was doing that before I dropped out. Like at the community college, that was just the worst.
And that's the thing that gets me sometimes is like it's always the good teachers that either get like a shitty hit dealing with like classes and stuff like this, which this is gonna run into a very short story soon. Or it's just like they stick around for like the longest because they honestly really do care. Now to build up on that, my leadership claess.
Terrell, you've been talking this whole podcast.
I'm so sorry, but like
fine.
you guys just
I'm
keep-
putting you on ice for now.
Yeah.
Jen or Freddie, you got anything?
In school suspension, what were your rooms like? Did you have any, or did you ever go to?
It was a fucking
in school
prison.
in school suspension.
It was like a
Yeah.
concrete room.
You
with,
never
like,
got
5
ISS?
Yes.
Yeah, I
You
was
had ISS?
surrounded by concrete bricks.
It was like a
and-
10 by 10 room.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They booted you. They just called your parents and said, "Come get this motherfucker."
No.
I
No.
mean that they did that for like more extreme cases,
Yeah.
but
No,
like
you basically
for
lose
like
your
for-
lunch period or like gym or
Oh,
something,
no.
and they stick you in.
I-
No, I was there all day.
I was all day.
All
Oh,
day.
jeez.
All fucking.
There was like
day.
a desk, a
Locked.
mirror, and like that was it.
Yep, nothing else.
And like a
Just-
10 by 10
I-
white room.
It was it was like painted like bright white, and there would be a single teacher in the front, and people would come down with your assignments in your regular
Oh
class.
no, this didn't even have a teacher in it. Like this was literally like a 10 foot by 10 foot room, a desk in the middle, and then you would lock the door.
Oh wow, that's
It's very
Solitary
different
Yo,
from
New
New
ours.
York is
Yeah.
on some crazy shit. What the fuck? No. Because like you gotta understand things. Like you, as a student, you lose a good amount of your rights just being a student in any school.
It's essentially
elementary,
prison.
middle, and high. It's essentially a prison. Now on top of that, first off, one of us in here had to go through sitting in a 10 foot by 10 foot room and the door locked on them.
Yep.
My guy, they just threw you into isolation.
You know, that's what they would do. They had 2 of these rooms.
They had 2 of these. What?
Yeah, right across from each other inside the dean's office.
Look, y'all. If I had a recording my face right now, you would see a man blown away by this news.
I mean, this was just the junior high, 7th, 8th, and 9th. I never got like ISS in elementary school. That was just like if you did something, you just went home. High school, it was a regular classroom. For some reason, the junior high was like, we're gonna put you in fucking solitary confinement rooms.
No, they're just putting you in the janitor's closet. That's what happened.
It might have been roomier in
I
there.
don't even know what the ISS rooms look like in the school. I mean, I'm a real square, guys. I don't know if you know that one. But,
I only ever saw the one that was in the new science wing. The one that was like the extra hallway they added that was like super nice compared to the rest of the building.
Don't you love that when they add on stuff and it's like, oh man, this is so much nicer now.
Yeah.
I never got to experience any of those.
Oh right, yeah. I think
I've
it was, like, right
never
after you
heard
left.
of this thing existing. Now I know that they put up like metal detectors at schools like this, but that is like.
Nah.
Yeah, no, we had never had that.
I'm not gonna lie. I as a parent probably have an issue with that. If I was a parent, I would 100% have an issue with that.
So
that is wild.
That's where
So
tax dollars go.
So I have a question for Jen because we went to the same high school.
Uh-huh.
Which subject had the weirdest teachers? Because I'm gonna say it's the science teachers that were the fucking weirdest.
Oh, my school of science was weird too.
Yep.
Can I use teachers' names? Because
No. Mr. and Mrs. Steve.
okay, so the screeching banshee was just on
Oh
a
my
rampage
God.
always in the science wing.
That sounds like my
She
Spanish
was
teacher.
Wait, she was a math teacher. Oh no, she also dabbled in science. Yes.
She did science.
I had math classes
You could
with her.
hear her 4 classrooms down from the marine science room, and she would be screaming her fucking face off because she's a screaming banshee.
Oh man, there was one day she
Face
came
off
in.
like in Face Off.
There's one day she came in with like she basically lost her voice. And I'm just like, finally, after
Right?
years.
Hell yeah.
I had a class first period next to her room. Because I had this class called Career Development, which is basically like they taught you things that every school should teach you, like how to balance a checkbook, how to apply for jobs, how to apply for colleges, shit like that.
Okay, I'm mad.
Oh,
I didn't know it was
don't
a
worry, it's
thing.
gonna get
I'm
worse.
mad you
'Cause
had
know what?
that.
You know what the best part is? If you have a part-time job and you have all your credits, you get to leave early.
Ooh.
I ended my my senior year. I had periods 1 through 7. My final period of the day, I alternated between lunch and gym, and then I went home.
Not
That
bad.
wasn't an option for me.
Oh, weird.
I
but
mean,
yeah.
I started working in middle school, 7th grade. I got my working papers, and I would work, but like, I just walked from the high school down to my job at the food store.
I think it was a new thing because that class consisted of me and 6 other kids.
must have been
But yeah,
fun.
we had our classroom was next to Banshee Bitch, and
The name changes.
her name almost rhymes with horrible bitch. I'm not even joking. And yeah, we would just hear her shrieking at her students, and my teacher, who was the sweetest woman, would just look at us and be like, "Okay, really, what is wrong with her?" Because she was a new teacher too, and yeah, they saddled her with a room
Jesus.
next to the worst teacher in the school.
Middle school, we had a really awful English teacher. He was a creep and just.
Message me the name because I think I know who you're talking about.
That's
but
I'm
fun
upset that
story
y'all had
about-
a career development class.
Fun story about
Yeah, I had that in like 6th grade, I think. We had like this whole project where we had to run a business.
Oh, we actually did that in that. Yep, that's exactly who I'm thinking of.
Had him for the Frost Valley trip too. He
I
was
had
our-
him in middle school and high school.
Oh, I forgot he moved to the high school. Ugh.
But yeah, a fun story about horrible bitch. So apparently there's a story. Her son was on the football team, and after winning a game, they went back to his house to celebrate, and the parents were away.
Oh,
Someone
yes,
goes
I
rooting
remember this
around
story.
in the parents' room and
I know
finds a
this one.
videotape.
Oh no.
And
Peter, what did you do?
the whole...
You can't.
Oh.
It couldn't have been me.
Oh. Yeah, so
Oh, your reaction earlier made me think it was you.
no, I've
so.
told this story before. But yeah, so
Oh.
they
Yeah.
pop in the videotape, and the entire football team gets to watch this teacher's sex tape.
Oh, I heard about
Yeah.
this.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
Oh my god.
Yeah, and here's the craziest
Because
thing
her
is
kid was in my grade.
apparently
football kid is my
her
grade.
husband is like the nicest guy in the world,
Oh, he's super.
and she is an absolute horror to deal with.
I guess opposites attract.
Yeah,
They tend to.
but yeah, no, that teacher, that English teacher, yeah, he was a perv and a creep, and yeah, he would. I remember a friend of mine needed to get something from like he needed help with a project or something, so he went to go to after school for help, and he knocks on the door, and the teacher opens the door and is like, no, there's no after. I'm not doing after school today. And basically what happened was, so he closes the door, and my friend looks in through the door window. There was like 4 girls in there. He was just turning away any guy asking for after school. That's how much of a
Jesus.
creep the guy was.
Oh, the English teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we had to do like Edgar Allan Poe, poetry and whatnot, this is in middle school. This is like 16, 17-year-olds. He would set all the desks in like a horseshoe with a center desk with a candle on it, and he would have like everybody would be facing towards the candle, and we would be reading poetry. He would walk around the outside of the desks, and he would pick the girls with like the most cleavage to read, and he would stand over their shoulders and look down at what they were reading, quote unquote what they were reading, and he would only pick on the girls who were bustier in nature.
Actually,
A science teacher kind of like that.
yeah.
He was also pretty much a big jerk because, like, I guess he just didn't like me because he'd be like, "Where's your homework?" I'm like, "I handed it in yesterday." He's like, "No, you didn't." Like, I literally gave it to you.
It's right there on your desk.
Well, yeah. He's like, "Well, no, you didn't hand it in. You get a 0."
I hate teachers like that. I had a
Ooh.
teacher like I would keep copies of everything I did and keep it in a folder, because that would happen to me where teachers would be like, you like they would be like, all right, here's your grades. I'm like, why do I have this grades? Like, because you never turned this in. And I said, like, because like they would give it back to me graded, and I would keep it.
Yeah.
And I would be like, I'd be like, I got a 93 on this, and they're like, no, you never handed it in. I would pull it out and slam it on their desk and be like, well, what's this then? And they'd be like, oh, I guess I was wrong. I'm like, yeah, you were wrong.
No, see. Let me put it this way. If there was a reason for my mom to show up at the school, it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. Because there was one chemistry teacher, or not chemistry, physics teacher, who I almost had to repeat high school because of her. Because she was like, oh, you plagiarized this whole entire paragraph on your thing. I was like, bull fucking shit. And then she, like, because she ran it through, like, this one program, I was like, the fuck? I was like, here's all my here, all the citations are right there. And you're telling me I get the hell out. So my mom eventually showed up, and I had to have tagged her a new one. That teacher did not like me. But, like, she basically had the fear of God in her after that day. I was like, look, I just want to graduate, and I'll be out of your hair. That's it.
It's like, seriously, it's like, why would you want if you hate this person, why would you want them to stick around?
I made that argument to a teacher before, where I was like, they were like, yo, they're copying off your paper. I woke up, because I finished my papers very quickly in some classes. Woke up, looked at him, was like, if you don't want to see any of these kids in here again, just let it go. And he looked at me, it's like, Terrell, go back to sleep. Okay.
Oh, speaking of sleeping, there was a one science teacher who a kid fell asleep in his class once. So
Did he throw a piece of chalk?
no, he
No.
took a shovel,
Oh dear lord.
lifted it up, and slammed it on the desk next to the kid.
Ooh.
Oh my
I-
god.
No,
Is this the marine science teacher?
no, it was I think it might have been. It might have also been like an earth science teacher I had, or biology. I can't remember what it was. All the science classes
That's-
blended together.
That's funny.
But
That's
yeah.
funny. That's legitimately funny.
Yeah.
And then
But that's
like-
still like I would like freak out if that happened to me.
So like the marine science teacher I'm talking about, a kid who's actually a year older than me, Steve, he fell asleep in
Sleeve.
class. He was also known to like frequently masturbate in class too.
What?
What?
So
Wait,
he fell
wait,
asleep.
wait.
Hold on, no, we can't.
You're not
speed
gonna
past
gloss
that.
over that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
We're not. We
in,
can't.
in our science classroom, my little group of friends and whatnot, we sat in the very back corner, next to the fish tanks
Okay.
and stuff like that, so we could see the entire classroom. And like we were sitting at like high top tables. Our table was a high top table with like a stool with a back to it.
Oh
And-
yeah, it was
and
like those
every-
like green tables.
But then like
Yeah.
the rest of the class were at like normal height tables with chairs. So then like
Okay.
Steve's over in the corner here, and he was like the exact opposite corner, like from where, because I sat in one corner, he sat in the other corner, and I'm just sitting here, and like he would frequently just like, he would always wear like the baggy sweatpants, and he'd have his hand down his pants. But one day he had fallen asleep in class because we were watching
his
a movie
dick
or
in his
something like that,
hand.
and he was probably too stoned to even know. So like the teacher had noticed it, and like he was whispering to us, and he's like, okay, if all of you can leave the classroom and close the door behind you, you all get like 5 points on your next thing without waking Steve up in the corner here. So as quietly as we could, we all got up, got our shit, we all left class early, and like we all got like extra points on whatever quiz or something like that, because like the only people left in the classroom was science teacher and sleeping Steve.
Sleeping Steve.
That's funny.
So-
Steve was a real character. Steve is also the reason why
Apparently.
marine science never went on many trips anymore.
Jesus.
So,
Oh yeah.
so I want to kind of like, I have no segue for this. I just want to redirect conversation to funny shit that happened in school. Because there's plenty of depressing shit we've all done, but I feel like I needed to discuss some funny ass shit. So mostly involving lunch class.
Lunch
If you would even
class.
You had
Yeah,
class
no,
for
yeah, I
lunch.
learned a
Teach
lot
you
in
how to
lunch
eat.
class.
Class.
Yeah, I learned a lot in lunch
Food
class.
go in mouth.
Chew, chew, swallow, energy.
Steve,
Try not
What
to
you do is
choke.
you put it in your mouth hole.
Steve can eat this many
You let it
pizzas.
slide down your throat.
But like, so what I used to do is like, there was one year when directly after Spanish class, like, I would book it to the lunchroom because it was like right down the hall from because the lunch was in the basement of the high school, and there were only like 3 classrooms in the basement. So when I had class down there, I would book it to the lunchroom to try and get to the front of the lunch line. So every day I would do that. And I remember one day we finished work early in Spanish class. So we're just sitting around, and somebody in my class goes, "Hey, Pete." And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "You might want to take a look outside." And I'm like, "Okay." So I go outside. The classroom next to us had noticed that I would book it every day to class. So the entire class made a wall of people. Like, they legitimately was like from like wall to wall, 3 people deep.
Jeez.
They made a wall of people, and they're like, "You're not getting through us this time, Pete." And I'm just like, "I would like to fucking see you try." So they're like, "Pete, I don't know if you could do it." I'm like, "I'm gonna do it." So I'm carrying my textbooks in one hand, and I have my other hand on the ground, and I'm in like a dashing position, and we're waiting for the bell to ring. And I'm just standing like that in the hallway, and they're all just like in a linebacker position. As soon as the bell rings, I charge, and they're all like, "Ah!" And I'm like, "Ah!" And I fucking plowed through those motherfuckers. And I was like, "Nothing can stop me!"
Pete was over here
I-
playing Red Rover with at least 15 people.
With the entire class next door. Like, they were like trying, and like when they saw which way I juked them, because I went one way and then I went the other direction, and then I just like plowed through those people.
Oh, Pete over
And
here
as soon as I
breaking
did that,
ankles.
they tried to adjust. They tried to adjust by like moving people over to stop me, and I'm like, "You can't stop me!" And I just ran through them. People on the floor. I'm sure some people died. I don't even know anymore.
I'm sure
Madness.
some people died.
It was a bloody massacre, and it was just like a steamroller
There was-
going through children.
There was like five corpses in my wake.
Now here's the thing. The reason they did it that day is because it was the best lunch day of all, which was spicy chicken sandwich day.
Ooh.
Ew.
I was gonna say it's either
Like,
Taco Tuesday or Pizza Friday.
So we used to have like, I think the school had a contract with Tyson or something for a time where they had like those chicken patties, but they were like, they had a slice of cheese on it and they were spicy.
Ooh.
Delicious. It was like the best lunch. Like, people would legitimately start fire alarms, and then when everyone left their lunch, steal them all on the lunch table.
Jesus.
All right,
Like,
look, I'm
that's what
gonna
people
be
would,
the one that has
I would
to say
take. I would
this.
just take mine with me outside for the if that ever happened.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be the one that says this. There's no school lunch worth fighting for.
Our
That-
school lunch
you
was
obviously
fucking
haven't had the
sucked.
spicy chicken sandwich because I've beaten people up for those.
There's no school
Give me a
lunch
spicy chicken sandwich now.
that is worth fighting
Like-
for.
But guys,
Like, I can't tell you how many shenanigans I got into in the lunchroom over just the like food and people like trying to take food or get the food before
Well, the
me.
idea that your high school had a black market for spicy chicken sandwiches.
No,
did.
no,
They-
okay.
they
not,
did.
not every
You
school
say
can have a
that?
rich lunch line and a poor lunch line.
You
God.
say that, but my school basically had an underground market for candy.
Oh yeah, I mean every school
we had the
does.
vending machine.
Yeah, I mean,
There was
that's
this
'cause schools-
vending machine in my school, in the high school. No one used it. And one day I was trying to get something out of it, and I put my money in, and it just like kind of stuck. So I started shaking it. So this thing's really rocking now. All of a sudden, money just starts pouring out of the machine.
Oh my god,
I got like
free money.
$5 in like quarters.
nice.
So like when I needed money, I would just go to that machine and shake it, and coins would just come out.
That's funny as hell.
it's a slot machine that requires no money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was just like, because like my mom worked in the high school, so if I wanted money, I'd just go to her. But I'm just like, fuck, I gotta shake this machine and get some money, and not have to, get money from mom.
That poor person who had to go and claim the money for that machine that they probably set up in that school.
I know. I feel bad for that now, but like, at the time, I didn't even think of that.
Oh, that was like this one time in during lunch where a $5, I think it was a $5 or a $10 bill dropped behind me. No one knew who dropped it, but you could tell that like as soon as it hit the ground, like people turned and looked at it, and it was like
It's like slow motion.
at least 8 people locked eyes with each other, me included, and we're all like, "Who's gonna go for it?" It's like a solid 5 feet between all of us, and I'm just watching everybody.
So what you're saying is it was the Mockingjay or whatever that movie or book is called.
Something.
Hunger
Whatever.
Games.
Yeah,
I
kind
was gonna
of.
say
Hunger
good, bad,
Games.
and ugly.
Yeah, it was more of a Mexican standoff. Like a tumbleweed was
Yeah,
rolling
the
by.
good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, a tumbleweed was rolling by. It got monochrome for a hot second with the weird rain filter and shit like that. You heard the woo, wah, wah, wah. And I mean, like, we all, like, we're just like, one of us is gonna move. It's not gonna be me just yet. But I want to make sure I don't have to sock anybody. And, like, something happened that triggered all of us at the same time. And I'm already sitting on the ground, so all I do is just spring my legs open and just slide across the ground and just grab the fucking bill. Like, everybody was scrambling to get up. I was like, y'all are stupid. And just slid across. Because it's a tile surface. You know how well clean those things get with some of those janitors where you can just slide if you want to? Yeah, I was like,
They cleaned
I'm
your
sliding.
school?
Just
They cleaned your floors in your school. Jesus.
Oh, the
Our
janitor was
janitors
the
were just
bomb.
selling kids coke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, the janitor was the bomb.
No, yeah, we had a janitor that
Yeah,
sold
they-
coke.
It was like the janitor and the security
Yeah.
guard.
Mine
was
sold
the
Pepsi.
Best.
Boo, Freddy.
Oh god damn it.
I was hoping someone would
Give
catch
me a
that.
I
second.
love
God damn.
Nah, it was yeah. Our schools were clean to a degree. I still don't trust the bathrooms.
Did you guys
Yeah,
have
I-
mirrors in the men's room?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were
Lucky.
carved into, but yes.
No, they
No,
took the
ours
mirrors out of
weren't.
the guys' rooms. Out of the guys'
Ours had like
bathrooms.
stupid like fake gangs carved into them because we had the dumbest gangs in my school: the Purple Phantoms and the Pink Panthers.
We had
Oh my God.
The
Um,
Pink
the Wuhan
Panthers
clan.
was the name of a dumb gang in your. Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
And it was the funniest announcement when the principal came on and said, "We are no longer allowing the colors purple and pink to be worn into school."
That's so dumb.
I remember.
And I was just
All the
laughing
girl-
there
all
because
the
when the
girls
kids actually was
cried.
wearing purple, I'm like, "This is so fucking stupid."
That would make me sad because I love purple.
I know. My friend, she got called down because she had purple hair.
Oh.
She's like,
Wow.
"I don't give a shit about this. So like when we just had the chick, she's like, yeah, no, I just have purple hair.
That's so
Like I was
dumb.
born with it.
I was bored with it. I'm an anime character.
I'm a main character.
She's a protagonist.
Maybe I was born with it. Maybe I'm a main character. Maybe it's Maybelline. You don't know.
But you know,
Yeah,
that was the dumbest stuff. It was, I hate it. It was so annoying, but it's so funny to laugh at them because during one of the school acts, like go to theater kids, it just made fun of them. They just ripped into them.
Ooh, nice.
It was the funniest thing.
Well, that's like.
They were like, because they went from like, we're going to join a gang, or we're going to join the Pink Panthers. Like, no, I'm going to join the Purple Phantoms. Like, no, I'm going to join the Blue Barracudas. And they just started listing off all the Legend of the Hidden Temple teams.
Blue Barracuda. Oh my god, I'm having flashbacks to that show now. Jesus.
We'll
It
settle
was
this
so
ahead.
good.
It's like a throwback to the Dead Before Its Time episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll,
No,
we'll settle
that's
this
like-
in the shrine of the Silver Monkey.
Monkey. That's like so to expand on that whole gang thing. So my high school is located in Ellicott City, and Ellicott City here in Maryland is one of the richest counties.
Oh yeah, that's what my high school was.
Okay,
It's like one of the
so you'll
richer
understand
towns.
when I say
It was a bunch of white kids thinking they're, tough
Oh
and
yeah, that was
gangster.
our school.
Yeah, so we had a fair. Well, our school was like I want to say almost predominantly Asian, but like it was a good mix of people that were like, yeah, we're in this gang, and I'm like, we are in the richest county. Shut
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
fuck up.
so you had the Wu-Tang Clan.
Whoa, oh
children.
no, oh, whoa, no, you can't do
You
that
gotta
to
start
Wu,
some
man.
fights now.
You can't do that to Wu, man.
So
If you fucks with Wu, we got to fucks with you. Don't do this, dude.
we had so the one that like my idiot class kids that I know were part of, they took the power symbol, like like the vertical line and then like the circle around it, and they put a W in the center. W for the school we went to, West Hampton.
Oh, okay.
And then they
Oh,
also
okay.
called themselves the Wuhan clan as like their gang thing, and it was that you would see this power up symbol on like bunches of shit and stuff like that, and like it didn't take off or anything like that. It was just a bunch of like there was like 6 or 7 idiots doing this shit, and it was like really
No,
dumb.
this is with 2 rival gangs in my school, though.
We didn't have like actual gang, or well at least
They
I
weren't real
didn't.
gay. They were just like 2 different sects of like gangster kids who thought they were really cool.
Yeah.
And were just like fighting with each other.
Actually,
Yeah, that's basically
because-
what happened at my school because we had like the whole student body.
They saw the
Polygon beings.
Warriors and they thought we could do that.
I mean, who didn't see the Warriors and think we can do that?
Come out and play.
I actually would.
I wish someone did that.
There was actually a kid in my high school that was a member of the Bloods.
Oh.
He was a really nice
Is that
guy.
the
See-
kid that would walk around with the shower cap on?
Really nice guy.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
He was a really
that
nice
person
guy.
joined a real gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the Blue Barracudas or the Pink Panthers. So I can't really say anything about that person, but when you have when you have something from Legends of the Hidden Temple, I gotta judge you. I have to judge you. I have to.
So, yes.
Did you guys have like what was your favorite like senior pranks for senior week? Do you guys have any, or do you have any good traditions that
We
you know
didn't
of?
really
We
do
didn't
much.
do
We-
that.
There weren't any good ones because our
Like-
school was like super on lockdown senior year. They were
Really?
like, yeah, they really were like keeping an eye out and preventing anything.
Yeah, they tried to prevent, like they were very on guard by the time I was also in senior year. But we did. I didn't take part in it, but a friend of mine did manage to move one of the teacher's cars with a bunch of kids, pick it up, and take it to the back of the school.
Oh man, we had.
But the teacher was actually his older brother. So
Okay.
so I mean I'm like, all right.
That's fine. No.
That works.
My grandma worked.
The only thing they did was like they let a turtle loose.
Wow.
So
Okay.
Free.
we
They let a
had
turtle loose into school, and I'm like, what are you going to accomplish with that?
we had a
Like
couple
nothing.
good ones.
It didn't get anywhere.
So we living on Long Island, we're close to the water and whatnot, and the beaches. So somebody had gotten like a 40-pound lobster and let it go on
Yes.
the second floor of the high school. And so the marine science teacher had to get like a boogie board, and they took it out back to the ocean and whatnot because we were just like 5 minutes from the beach.
Listen. Why would they take that? I would have fucking eaten that thing.
It was a big lobster.
40-pound lobster. That costs a ton of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hamptons, hello. The other one,
Snips.
I had gotten a mouse. What?
Citizen
He said
Snips.
Citizen Snips.
Citizen Snips.
Like, if I was in your high school when that happened, I would have volunteered to take that motherfucker home.
It's like, don't worry, I'll go to somewhere great.
I'm gonna
It's
set
just
him free.
boiling
Don't worry about it.
I'll free him back.
I'm gonna
Over
have
the
to-
home
I
ec
mean,
room.
for a 40-pound lobster, I'm gonna have to boil my fucking.
Oh, I loved home ec so much.
My my
Those big
senior
cookies
year,
and cake. That was the best.
my senior year, we didn't really, or at least that I know of, we didn't do a senior prank. Maybe someone did, but I never caught wind of it.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, there's
it really petered off pretty quickly. Like for like at least my year.
I did no such thing.
So
Shut
we
up.
did Into the
Shut
Woods
up,
as
Pete.
one of our.
I see what you did there. Shut up. The door is right there. Get your shit and get the fuck out.
All right, I guess it's time for me to take my leave again. Catch you guys next week.
So the seniors grade ahead of us, at least my grade, they were real smart because we did the play the musical Into the Woods. So we had this cow, Milky White the cow. Well,
yeah.
the genius class of 2005 decided to
Oh, boy.
spray paint the thing neon green with orange spots.
Yes.
And they tried, and they made the eyes red like the cow was high. So somebody who must have been real stoned they were trying to write Seniors 05, but they spelt it wrong and they wrote Seniors 05. And it was found out on the football field, the spray painted thing. But like, somebody had to be in like the theater club and whatnot because like it was after the
Senor.
it was after all the plays and stuff, so the thing was not being used. So somebody went behind the stage and took the thing and fucking made a mess of it, and so it couldn't be used for any other plays and whatnot. But that
That's
was
sad.
Senior
That's
05.
real
They did
sad.
Seniors.
In my grandmother worked for a high school in North Carolina, and senior prank day, all the seniors a bunch of seniors took their cars and surrounded the school so that no one could get out. And so the principal called up the bus drivers and had them surround the kids' cars.
Yo, that's dope.
And I'm like, wow,
That's
that's
good.
hilarious. But in hindsight, I'm like, that's an incredibly serious fire hazard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nah, the year before me, the year of 09, they their senior prank was to get every single one of them to just drive up to the school and park in the parking lot. So all the juniors, they were like, yeah, we got free parking spaces now. They were right up. Guy, you can't park here. There's no parking spaces at the school anymore.
Oh.
Now you gotta go like a block or two down and walk your way through this like short woods to
Oh.
get to the school and some shit like that. I was like, y'all some evil fucks. I'm glad I take the bus.
Yo, Terrell, you just gave me a nice segue now.
You're welcome.
So, like, in my school, we had a lottery for the parking lot because
We did
there was barely enough parking for the whole
Student body.
like staff. There was enough, like just enough for the staff, and there was like a few extras that they like lotteried off for whoever had a driver's license. And I was the first one in my friend group to get a driver's license. So, in the first quarter of the year, I ended up getting a spot. And I was just like, oh, this is the best. I never want to take the bus again. So so me, my brother, and my two friends would get in the car, because instead of waiting at the bus stop, my friends would be waiting at my car first thing in the morning. So if I for some reason I wasn't going to school, I had to call and be like, I'm not going to school today. So when I lost the lottery for the second quarter and then on, I was like, well, do we want to start taking the bus again? And they're like, fuck that shit. Let's do what everyone else does. And we parked in the Kohl's parking lot. So you guys, except for you, Terrell, know how close the Kohl's
Yeah.
parking lot is to the
Yeah.
high school. It's like a 2-minute walk to the school, and everybody parked there. I would go to the backside and just park there, and then we would all walk. And then after school, like everybody would be like struggling to get out because now all these high schoolers are trying to leave. And not only that, you also have the people in the parking lot just in general trying to leave.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
what we would do is we'd have all our skateboards and like stuff like to ride in the trunk of my car, and then we would just stay behind the coals and just like skitch off the back of my car.
Yeah, alright, that's smart.
Yeah, we would just like I would do like I had front wheel drive, so I would do reverse donuts in my car. I would have people like
Ava unit.
yeah, no, that was the Ghetto Cruiser.
Oh, the Ghetto
The
Cruiser. I
original
forgot about
Ghetto
that one.
Cruiser.
That was the Ghetto Cruiser 2, mind you. The Ghetto Cruiser 1 was my mom's car. Anyway, the Ghetto Cruiser 2, like we would like I'd have people like surfing on the top of my car
Oh,
as I'm
God.
driving around the parking lot. I wasn't like booking it or anything, but like people like I would like
Just
I
dwarfing
would
around.
drive pretty quick while people were like holding on to the back of my car while skateboarding. And we would always get yelled at by like store owners like every other day. But it's like I'm like, nobody parks over here. You have a front of the store. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, because it's always empty back there.
Oh my god.
Like, but it would be really interesting because like every time like shit would go down like in school, everybody always met behind the Kohl's parking lot to beat the shit out of each other. So we'd just be back there skitching and skateboarding while everybody else is there for like we're like, oh no, you guys take care of your business, we'll wait. People
Oh
beat
my
it.
god.
But
Yeah,
the whole
ours,
thing is
ours
like
just had like fights on the school grounds. They didn't care.
well, that's the thing. If it was like super intense at the moment, it would always happen there. But if it was like a point where you couldn't because like people are stopping you, like friends are holding you back, or the teachers are present, it's like I'll meet you after, like classic I'll meet you after school.
No, that never happened at my school. I don't think we really had a spot where it was like, oh hey, we'll meet up and fight here. Yeah,
There's nothing there, to be honest, where your
Usually a
high school is.
bonfire.
There really
There
isn't
really
anything
isn't?
around it.
Like I remember one
Like,
time though, there was,
I'm gonna meet you behind Temple.
Nah, I don't.
there was
You got the
one time there was like a fight going on, and like the security guards were just standing there, just like, yeah, we'll wait till they tire themselves out. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait
Kids
till
will
they
be
tire
kids,
themselves
just let
out,
them
then I'll
have
do
at
something.
it.
I'm like,
I mean,
"God
as long
damn
as
it."
no one's got a knife, I'm sure that they don't even give a shit.
So, alright, so this is an odd ass segue to a question I was gonna have. Did anything like wild happen at your school? Like someone died because of a fight or whatever?
We had a lot of bomb threats.
We had bomb threats and a couple of people who passed, but because of like car accidents and stuff like that. But
Day
Yeah.
after graduation of my high school year, a kid died in a drunk driving accident. But
Okay, so so minus the accidents.
actually, a kid did get expelled for lighting a soap dispenser on fire.
Okay.
He was really high, and he wanted to see what would happen if he held his lighter underneath a soap dispenser. Spoilers, it
Caught fire.
caught fire and triggered the alarm, and everyone found out it was him, and he got expelled.
Just like most
Dale,
things
was
when
it
exposed
the
to
liquid
fire,
one or
it caught fire.
the one with the like
The phone.
fucking sand soap? 'Cause we had the sand soap ones in middle school.
I
Oh,
don't
the
remember.
government issued like
Yeah, we had those
sandpaper
shits in the
soap.
middle school.
Ah, I hated that.
Oh,
I don't remember
It
what
Oh,
it was, but yeah,
it worked so well, but it was so gritty.
because it was the longest fire alarm we'd ever sat through. Like it took like an hour almost
Oh, geez.
before we actually got
Damn,
back
was
to
it
class.
was it in like the winter or anything? Or-
No, actually, they just built this like really nice auditorium that could fit like the entire school.
oh, so
yeah.
you were in there.
Oh,
That's
you
Okay,
lucky
so it was,
bitch.
like, was it separate from the school?
Yeah,
All our
it
fire
was a
drills, we were
separate
out in the
building.
goddamn parking lot
Oh,
next
okay,
to the
good.
fucking
Yeah,
jungle
so
gym.
we-
Yeah, so
Yeah,
we-
we
we
just
sat
went
there.
outside.
And
Yeah, we were outside for a while.
we never actually like were told what happened. It's just everyone found out through speaking to people. Yeah, actually, I think my senior year, someone did pull the fire alarm, and yeah, we all gathered in that auditorium and listened to our principal scream at us for like half an hour. That was great.
That's
the
weird.
acoustics were wonderful.
I had something interesting happen at my school that I
Is
started.
it the time you killed a guy with a flight of stairs?
No, Dale, it's not. That's like because then we had to start the tradition of killing people with stairs, and that's just a big mess. What I was gonna say is I started something called the 7 Lunch Challenge. I don't know if anyone here.
What?
Yeah,
I don't think
It's
I've
called
heard
the-
this.
The 7 lunch challenge. I had never told you guys
Wait,
this.
is this
I
where
think
you
so.
try to eat 7 lunches?
Yep.
You beat up 7
So-
kids and take their lunches.
Give me
That was
your
gonna be my
lunch.
next guess,
No.
actually.
No, but what happened is like I said, even back then I was an animal. People knew I loved to eat, and it was because the fact that an entire class tried to stop me from getting to the lunchroom is a testament of itself.
He gets hangry.
But what happened is my friend, the one who was friends with Steve, who I punched in the
Yes.
face, he was like, Pete, do you think you'd be able to eat like a week's worth of lunch? And I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, and he's just like, I dare you to do it. And I'm like, are you paying for it? And he's like, I can. I just need some time to get money.
Wait,
And
wait, wait.
he's
How
just
much
like,
was lunches at your guys' schools?
It was like $3.50.
Tree
Not
fitty.
tree fitty.
It was about $3.50. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
That much weighs the goddamn Loch Ness monster.
Let's see,
I want to say
gotta-
around 6 or 7.
Jesus, I think ours was like $1.50, $2 at the most.
Yeah, I was about to say mine was
Because I always got
probably-
Snapple as well, so.
Mine was
Well, I mean,
anywhere
for like
from
the
like
for like the
$3.50
standard
to like
lunch,
$2
which
something.
was just the basic meal and a drink, it was like $3.50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would always get the taco bowl,
God,
something
you guys
else,
had better
and,
food.
and a like a Snapple apple.
You guys had better food
So-
than
Oh,
we
the
did.
best snap.
On the
One of the
planet,
no, that's not the best Snapple. Like, hot fact, and I will fight someone on this one just real quick. Snapple apple is really good, but the Snapple
It is.
orangeade is what needs to be brought back. My bit's
Oh,
done.
I don't
heard
think
you
I've
got
ever
it.
had that.
Cranberry raspberry Snapple.
Yes, cranberry raspberry,
Is the
cranberry
best.
raspberry.
I don't know if
Snapple.
I've had that one.
It's like so hard to find.
All right, hey
Walmart's
Dale,
used
do
to
me a
have it.
favor. Add a drinks thing to the topic
On it.
list. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Pete.
Sorry.
So anyway, my friend was like, I need some time to gather enough money. So what he did is he started advertising this. He's like, Pete's gonna do a 7 lunch challenge where he's gonna eat 7 lunches. Who wants in on this?
Come
shit?
on, come
And then he
on.
would just-
Pete's gonna eat 7 lunches.
He went around the school gathering money for like a week or two. And by that time, everyone in the school knew about it. Like, teachers were asking me, like, are you going to do something involving lunch? And I was like, I'm going to eat a lot of lunch. So the day came and he had enough money. He's like, all right, Pete, I have enough money. I'm going to give you the opportunity to choose the lunch that you get to eat 7 of. And as much as I would love to eat 7 spicy chicken sandwiches, they're big, and I don't think I could eat 7 of them. I could probably eat 5 at the most. So I was like, I'm gonna do pizza nugget day because pizza nuggets
Pizza
are,
nuggets.
like Tostino's pizza rolls.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's easy.
I was
They
like,
call
what
them-
the? I'm like,
Yeah,
what the fuck is
now
a
here's the
pizza
thing.
nugget?
I want pizza
Yeah.
rolls.
Now on a regular lunch
Lunches
lunch day
still.
for that, they would just give you 5. That was it. They just gave you
So
5.
you're only
of them.
eating 35 of those suckers, plus whatever extra.
Now here's the thing. They changed it. Like just before the lunch thing, I guess they changed the pizza rolls. Now they were bigger and they came with 7 every lunch.
Oh, you want to know what happened? They caught wind that you was going to eat a week's worth
Yeah.
of lunch.
They
Yeah.
probably did, considering it. You know what? It's probably true because not only that, my friend, who's the one who was orchestrating this, his mom was one of the lunch ladies.
Oh god, yeah, no, they were setting you up, dude.
So I feel like I was set up for failure. So I tried though. I struggled. I got through like 5 lunches of them. So yeah, so 7 times 5, 35 of them, and I was struggling to keep going. And like it was so funny because him and 6 other people went up to get the lunches, and then they all lined up. and they all walked over to the lunch table I was sitting at. I was sitting there with with a couple other friends just waiting for that. And everybody starts clapping and cheering. They're like, "Yeah, he's going to do it. No, he's not going to do it." Like people were betting on what could happen.
Jesus.
And as soon as I saw the lunches, I was like, "What is this?" And they're like, "This is the lunch." I was like, "What are you talking about? There's more than normal, and it's bigger." Like, because they were almost twice the size. I was just like, "Oh fuck, this is gonna be hard now." I ended up failing, unfortunately.
Oh, that sucks.
I couldn't do it. I got so sick after that.
Got swindled.
I got to almost 6. I think I ate like 40 of them.
Jesus.
But Pete, were you eating because you eat fast normally? Were you eating really fast, or were
Yeah,
Okay,
I think that was a downfall.
You
I think
inhale food.
Yeah, we have to
No,
tell
yeah,
you
I
every
ate- I think-
time.
Fucking chew your
Yeah.
food, Pete.
I think I ate too quickly.
Look, man, we
because it
are
started
just
to
friends
hurt
with
real
Kirby.
bad.
Pretty much.
I've never
Oh,
once heard
don't
him
even
say
get me started on him eating tacos.
I've
You have
never-
to watch him because he'll choke.
I've never once heard him say pollo.
I can't.
But so all right. So I kind of feel good about this then, because I also was a part of something that kind of now is a thing that's at my high school. We kind of started this thing called Freaky Fridays like a little into our senior year. Because at some point a friend of mine brought it's not, it's either Freaky Fridays or like Fun Fridays or some shit like that. It was some like weird like FF thing. But at some point, a friend of mine brought like a whole Twister, like the game Twister, into the school. So we're in a random hallway at like 6 in the morning playing Twister before classes.
All right.
And then so it was like every Friday we had like something weird. We had we had like a flannel Friday where everybody was just wearing flannels for no reason.
Ooh. Everyone was a therapist.
Yeah, we had like a mustache Friday where everybody was wearing fake mustaches. It was always something different, and apparently that is still going on.
We made
Nice.
a game
The
called
last I
Shillelagh Ball
checked-
and
You
played that.
you done good, kid.
Yeah, the last I checked, it's still going on, and I was just like, good. This is how you need. Like, I was like, those were some fun moments because those didn't make high school suck as much. Because it's like,
Yeah.
oh wait,
You
Friday's
need
coming
stuff
up,
like
we're gonna do
that.
a thing. I wonder what it is. So we started a Facebook group, and this is why I know it's still kind of going on. Is that like every now and then, it was like a thing will pop up. It's like, hey, Fridays are, what, the Friday's showing up or whatever. I was like, I haven't done anything with this in like fucking years. Why is this still here? But that was how we organized it. So I mean, I don't keep track of that anymore. It's on my event calendar now, and it's never gone away. But yeah, the group before we graduated, the group had so we were 2010. We had kids from 2011, 2012, 2013 join in on it, and it was still going strong.
Nice.
So I'm hoping it's still
That's
going
awesome.
strong. I'm really hoping.
Keep the torch alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep
That's why
Fridays weird.
we need our
Keep Fridays weird.
Yeah.
keep your Fridays freaky and eat all your 7 lunches. Those are the things keeping high school alive.
Yeah.
God, I could not
But-
do that, Pete. You're an animal.
Listen, I could have finished it if it wasn't for the fact that they increased the number you get.
I'm telling
yeah.
you, they set you up.
They probably
He
did.
knew it was gonna change.
Here's how I could tell that something was wrong. Is that if the teachers asked you, because they found out, I would have been like, something's up.
Yeah. I did throw up a little bit after that.
Oh.
Just a little.
just a bit.
Because, I had to make it through the rest of the school day.
Yeah.
But we are getting close to the end of the
Yep.
episode. Does anybody have anything, or does Dale want me to tell the stair story?
I don't know if I told this one. I tried to punch the dare officer.
I think we need to go with that.
It was either 5th or 6th grade, and was it
Let's explain what dare is, because it's no
okay?
longer a
Yeah,
thing.
dare was like the drug education.
It's
I forget what
was-
I forget what it's.
it was
It
like
was to educate
drug-
kids about drugs and,
yeah,
and
I
to be
forget- I'm
like,
trying to
yo,
remember the name
drugs
of
aren't
like
cool.
what it meant.
Here, I'm gonna look it up. It's like
Drugs are really extreme, so let's just go with that. They would have like officers come in and be like, "Hey, drugs are bad. Don't do this. Don't do that."
Yeah.
And had one day they had us like write a paper, and I was just like, "All right, whatever."
Drug abuse.
Yeah, there we
And
go.
he's like,
Drug
It's
abuse
the drug
resistance.
abuse. Yeah,
Resistance education.
yeah. There you
there
go.
you go. And
Still
they were
has their
like,
dare
"Oh, just write a paper, this and that." And then so I wrote it. Everyone else wrote theirs, and like, "Oh, such and such, you read yours." Like, I don't want to. Okay, you read yours. I don't want to. Like, you went to like 5 people came to me. I'm like, I don't want to. Like, no, you have to. And I'm like, No, I don't. They didn't have to. He was like, well, you have to. I'm telling you to. I'm like,
Jesus.
okay, so I got up and started walking out. He grabbed me by the back of my shirt. I turned around and threw a punch right at his chest.
Nice.
I was like, you grabbed me.
Self-defense.
Yeah. Like, you have a gun. You're grabbing me. I don't know what you're going to do.
Who gave them guns?
It's a cop.
They always
Yeah, my
had
dare
it.
officer also
I thought
had a
they were
gun.
like full-blown cops. I thought they were just like...
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
Yeah,
actual
they're
cops.
actual cops.
I'm pretty sure I told you how I almost got arrested by my dare officer.
Yeah,
once.
the dare officers are legitimate cops.
Look, we had dare in like 3rd grade.
Yeah, we had it in elementary school.
Elementary school,
Mine-
yeah,
yeah.
6th grade. Or 5th
Yeah,
grade.
I had mine in 6th
Yeah,
grade.
back in the 90s.
Yeah.
That was like 4th grade.
I had it from like 3rd grade to like 6th grade. They would
I had
they would
mine
just do it
5th
like
and
every
6th.
year.
I think that's it. I only had it for the 2 years.
Oh, I had it for like 3 or 4 years.
I don't even
I think
remember
I
it.
was
It's
just
been
like
so
1 year.
long ago.
I just remember like trying to punch him.
Yeah, I remember my officer's name and everything. I'm not gonna say it. Officer Steve.
Steve
Officer
McStevenson.
Steve.
Yeah, Steve. Officer Steve.
Officer
But
John
yeah,
Doe.
like I remember when I saw her at the beach that one time when we were trespassing, and I was like, oh shit, am I gonna get arrested by our Dale? Our Dale
Or
officer.
Dale.
Our Dale officer, yes. But yeah, so I guess I'll save the other one for
I
next
mean, what's
time.
there to say? You killed a man by throwing him down 50 flights of
Yeah,
stairs.
let's
I did not do that.
let's wrap up and
Oh.
we save it for next time.
Seriously. Like, I will say, though, all my stories about getting into fights with people are blown out of proportion thanks to my friend Day and fucking internet celebrity Rob Lowe telling everybody I killed them in the
Fun
process.
fact about Pete. Put it on the wiki page. Pete has a Yakuza-style tattoo on his back of him throwing a man down a flight of stairs.
See, no,
does.
Pete.
All right,
Pete-
that's the end of the.
Yeah, Pete. Here's the issue. You have 2 hype men in your friends group. That's what's wrong.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to hype what actually happened. They add more things that didn't happen.
Anyway,
All right, that's this podcast where we try to punch dare officers and do fail challenges of eating food.
and blowing holes into filing cabinets.
Yes. I already forgot about that. It was so much shit happening.
I feel like we've barely scratched
yeah,
the surface
this is
of
gonna
the
be a
shit
sequel.
we've
Oh,
done.
yeah.
Oh, this
Oh, yeah.
this is gonna be a trilogy in the making.
All right, so I've been Freddie.
I've been Pete, and I'm an innocent man.
I've been Jen.
I've been Dale.
I'm Terrell.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. We are now on Spotify as well. So if you want to listen to us there, you can do that. Subscribe to the YouTube, and we'll see you next
Check
time.
out the quick bits.
Woo.
How many bomb threats will there be before the kids end up losing their spring break? Just how many lunches can Pete eat now, today, in the final hours? And what will become of Pete when he reunites with Officer Steve? Will they remember each other? Will he be arrested? Find out next time on the podcast.
Dun dun dun.